Why don't you get
look at you. What's up, homie? Where you going tonight? You went to, man, last week it was Chappelle or it was Chris Rock. What are we doing tonight?
Oh, he was funny, guys. He was super funny. It was awesome. I'm just going to work.
Are you gonna get like scooped up if you tell us like one of the bits that he did that really stood out? Did he talk about the Oscars? Like, is that forbidden to talk about?
He did. He was talking about how he was like, the funniest thing about that was when he was like, yeah, everybody wants to know why I didn't do anything back. Well, I was raised by parents and they've taught me lessons. The number one lesson that they taught me: never fight around white people.
That's a great line.
And he was like, also, he has played Ali. I played Pookie in New Jack City. Like, have you ever seen me have my shirt off? Like, he was Ali, me, Pookie. He's like, and this is like, everybody's been talking about their dumb marriage, all their weird ass marriage for years. I say it and I get the ish slapped out of me.
Man,
that was censored.
I still hate that.
It was so funny. It was he did 2 hours.
Wow.
The best one was when he was talking about dating younger women. And he was like, everybody thinks, because he's like single now, like single. Because he was like, yeah, I might hook up tonight in DC. And he's like, yeah, everybody thinks older men want to date single women or like date younger women because they're younger. He's like, the truth is we date younger women because they're cheaper. He was like, what does a 25-year-old want? Shoes. Can you give me some shoes, Daddy? Can you buy me these shoes? You date a 45-year-old and she's like, can you fix my roof?
You're listening to D-Lo and KC on KIFM West Sacramento 98.5 FM, KRXQ HD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320, driven by Lashers Elk Grove Dodge, always live on the free Odyssey app. Trysta Krick, BetQL, betting insider.
Trysta did say she did give us the go-ahead to try and guess her age.
Yeah, you can do it. I don't mind at all.
I think Trysta's 28.
He's trying to look at me for signs.
27 and a half.
That's a lie. You don't actually believe that I'm 27 and a half.
I'm trying to be closer than Kenny is. Let's see. Now, hold on. Wait a second. Wait a minute.
But you guys have the tools to figure this out.
Hold on. Okay. All right. Calm down. Let me think this through here.
You guys have tools.
This era. This is 2000,
2002, 2003.
I'm gonna go. It's 20.
But didn't she say she was like 17 when she wrote this?
This is the remix.
I'm gonna go.
Yes. That's what we call math school.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
Okay, so she's a little older than 21.
I'm gonna go 34.
6.
Okay.
36.
You're still younger than us.
I knew.
What are you guys, 40?
I felt like the rule was you had to be under. You had to guess under.
Yeah,
you couldn't guess over.
Sure.
What are you guys?
19.
Where are you guys at? You guys in your 40s? You look great, both of you guys, by the way.
I'm 39. I'm turning 40 in July.
What are you, D-Lo?
42.
Yeah, you guys look great. Yeah, if I looked like D-Lo at 42, I will be happy. You guys both got great skin. You know what I mean? Just great moisturized skin.
That's it. You talk about getting older. You start recognizing, you do need that cream for your. you need moisturizer. Like, you got a camera on all day. Yeah, you're gonna need to start taking care of
and like stuff falling off like a grayscale. You can't have that going on. By the way, great sweater.
I have been blessed. It's very dope. That's what I told him earlier. I have been blessed. I don't put anything on my face other than lotion. And I think they say you're not even supposed to put lotion on your face.
We know why that is. Stop it. Stop bragging.
What?
That doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
There ain't no line that yellow don't crack. There ain't no.
Yeah.
that line ain't out there. So
some of us have to don't crack.
Some of us have to buy $60 moisturizer to put on every night.
I'm like, how much vitamin C is in this?
Yeah, things change when you get older. You I look back, like I showed Sean Cunningham at the media table. I have a picture of Rihanna. I was like, I'm never gonna post this because I just look god awful. But I'm like 20 years younger, but I look terrible. Because it was different back then.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'll never post it, but here's like I'm shiny, just like oozing oil out of my pores. Like it's all bad, man.
No, I legit look better at 36 than I did at 20. Absolutely.
I'm the same way.
I mean, I'm not saying it for you. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, I feel the same way about myself. Like, I look better now than I did when I was.
Money helps.
I wasn't ugly. I was broke. That's
Listen, my mom told me this when we would see. I'm like, man, I was 14, 15. We'd watch TV. I'm like, he's how old? She's how old? Oh my God, they look great. And she's like, yeah, that's money. Money helps you look great at 65.
Yeah.
We're not ugly. We're just poor.
That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. I think Jay-Z has a line that says someone who's rich can never be ugly.
Yeah. You get all the tools. You can do reconstructive surgery. You can do the non-stuff. Like you can use lotions and serums, concealer, contour, brushes, hair, get your hair done. I mean, do you think my hair would look like this if I didn't get it blown out? No, it would look not like that.
You know who doesn't do any of this, though? I'm convinced is Maya. She's just a gift.
Were you guys talking about Maya earlier?
No, he just randomly brings Maya up at least once.
What about
a week.
Christina Milian? Probably just looks like that too.
Oh, that's my girl too. Did she come to Sacramento? Did she come to the studio?
What do you say?
Oh yeah, I've got multiple pictures with Christina Milian.
Yeah.
Were you in the music scene? Were you just?
I started on the music side. Yeah, I was on the music side.
Do you miss that?
Nah, because I think most music is ass now. So
Yeah.
no, I don't miss it.
You don't like Icy Spice or Ice Spice?
Nah, that ain't it. Though there are some that we like that we may be interviewing in the next couple of weeks, but
Really?
Overall, I don't like it as much as I don't like the music as much.
Yeah, you can't paint it. You can't sully it all with a brush, because if you want any good musicians to come on the show, then they'll.
Yeah, I mean, so like it's back in my day, it's not that. Like some music is dope and some's not. I just feel like much more of it now is not.
Yeah.
Like it ain't. It's not written for me. I'm out the demo now, and I was never gonna be the 40. With all due respect to those that are, I was never gonna be the 40-year-old dude at the club because the station had me out there.
Yeah,
that was never gonna be.
That'd be rough. That would be rough.
I felt too old at 28. I was like, all right, dude, you've done this for like 7 years. Grow up.
It's time for me to get a real job.
Yeah, stop going to 815L and go do something with yourself.
at Ricky's.
Bro,
that's where Charlemagne the God is. He has it all by himself.
Yo, we were talking about, do you think Kyrie plays for Brooklyn again?
No.
The Ramona thing that I mentioned right before the break, I didn't realize Josiah had texted him, had tried to get a hold of him, and he just didn't respond.
That's so
wild.
foul. That's so
crazy.
foul.
Whew.
By the way, I didn't realize, though, the uptick. And maybe it wasn't an uptick. Maybe it's just been there all along. The Hotep increase on Twitter. It has increased.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, everybody, what they call it? You got the Hotep, you got the LLC Twitter that gives you financial advice. Oh yeah, Twitter. You everybody knows everything on Twitter.
I was like, they're like, what did he say that was wrong? Where are the lies? And I'm like, folks, I am gonna stay away from this because there's a lot of them. So
just post a black square, guys. That'll fix everything.
The other thing about Twitter is, like, people feel like they have to post something. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to.
You really don't
have to, especially when you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know
and
I
think the thing that makes me think he's not going to play again is because they said that there were, what was it? It was the measures. There's specific measures that they said they needed. Objective remedial measures that he has to satisfy, which means like you can't continue to say, I know who I am. I know where I come from. Like as long as that sentence gets uttered and not like, hey, all of this, like I need to just, I've learned, I've met with some people, I realized all of this was all of these, like the root of this was the same root that Hitler used. As soon as you start, like you can't, if you're like, I know where I come from, hey, I'm sorry, I feel responsible, love everyone, every race, every creed, but I know where I come from. Like you can't have that last part and satisfy those measures for where we are now, because the cat's out the bag.
Well, there's really no once you hit like Hitler,
there's
no coming back from that.
No.
Yep.
No.
I was talking to my friend the other day and about this, and it was like, they say there's two sides to every story. There's no two sides to the Holocaust. There's just one. There's just you're either on the side of the righteous, or you're on the side of Hitler. You can't. There's no like, hey, I wonder what Hitler's perspective on this would be.
And to be honest with you, if you're ever associated with something like that, you've got to be. And this is where I come. I don't agree with Kyrie on how he handled this. You've got to be strong in the do not associate me with anything that has to do with him. Don't even put our names in the same sentence. Put a period after my name and then start a sentence with him. Don't put me in the same sentence. You got to be strong with that. And that's what he hasn't done. Like, do I think he agrees with Hitler? I don't believe that. But once you're in the same sentence, you need to be strong to disassociate.
Well, the problem is there's more evidence that he does than he doesn't right now. And I think that's everybody's issue.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
what we were talking about earlier. Denounce it.
Yeah.
All of it. I don't think he watched the movie, guys. I don't think he watched it. I don't think he did.
Thank you.
There's no way. There's no way he watched it.
I don't think he did either.
He got the cliff notes, when you got to go and study and you have a book report and you're like, yes, like we are the jewels. And like all the other stuff you've missed, like the, Jews being responsible for the slave trade, and like you're rolling with the like who this real is, and like who the imposters are, and like all the foundational elements that created like the seeds of the Holocaust. Like you can't be rocking with the seeds. You know what I mean?
You gotta disassociate yourself, man.
Yeah.
Like, anything that comes close, you have to disassociate yourself.
But the whole movie, like the premise of the movie is the same premise of the Holocaust. So anything aligned with that movie is aligned with the guy who used those foundational tenets and killed 6 million Jewish people and 10 million people. So there's no way to like, you can't like separate yourself, because there's like the ideology is the same.
Yeah.
So no, I don't.
Do you think he plays anywhere again?
It's hard to say. There's some desperate teams.
I got a theory. That's the one. Like, why wouldn't you trade Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving right this second?
Like, I think you just cut him. I think you just got to kind of, because here's the thing, right? Number one, he's not going to get extended, or he's not going to get a new contract to play with Brooklyn. We know that. They're 2-6, not 6-2. So there's no value to him on the team from like a winning perspective. It doesn't appear that KD is like so wanting to play with Kyrie anymore. Hence the reason he asked for a trade, right? He wasn't asking for them to be traded together. So I don't think he really is like, well, I must play with Kyrie now. And at this point, it's like, what's really the benefit of truthfully, what's the benefit of having him on your team right now? And you could probably legally, given like the Anti-Defamation League and like the Adam Silver, there's probably some way to not have to pay him the full amount that you owe him this year. Like from a team perspective. I don't know why. I don't know why you would keep him at this point, given that he's been balling overall and you're still losing games.
Yeah, there's no point to.
But aside, my bad. But aside, I understand the thought process about the Lakers. I think he might be toxic right now.
Yeah.
Like the Lakers say, hey, we traded for Kyrie Irving. It's going to be cool in LA. Like I'm talking about the people, the media.
Yeah,
it's gonna be cool.
And LA, you guys know what it is. Know what time it is in LA.
Yeah.
I lived in
That's
part
Hollywood.
of LA where it was like I lived in like a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood in LA, like full blankets around on the shoulders, big hats, curls. I don't know if Kyrie is welcome in LA right now. I mean, Brooklyn's sort of the same deal, right? I mean, those are some of the biggest pockets in the country for Jewish population.
Yeah.
Maybe he just goes home.
He might.
Maybe
just like home, just like to just his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Outside of the strange amount of dysfunction going on in the National Basketball Association right now, what's the weirdest thing so far in this early part of the season?
I think it's weird that the Warriors are probably going to be 3-7.
Your Warriors.
Our Warriors. I have solved the puzzle of how it goes. You know what I mean? The power in these hands, in these Twitter fingers are immense. So we're rocking with the Warriors, baby. I'm doing service for the good folks of Sacramento and Portland and anyone who's anti-Warriors, just the good people generally. So we're on a train, baby. We're on the train until it's choo-choo off the track.
What do you think about them, though? Do you think it's just like a championship hangover, a malaise, they'll figure it out? Or do you think there's something really wrong with that?
I think it's a role player issue. You've got James Wiseman. He looks like he's always kind of been a deer in headlights, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's not the highest IQ basketball player because of how late he started playing the game. Yeah. So he's setting really weak screens. He's wanting the ball, even though he doesn't, the set's not designed for him. He just doesn't feel like he's giving the energy that some of the other role players had and just kind of knowing the scheme. And then you've got like Kuminga, who's kind of needing to develop as well, but he's sort of in the same way Wiseman-esque in terms of like mentally not really understanding the system quite yet, like not having consistent locking in energy too. So I think it's that. And then you've got like, you lost Damian Lee, you lose Juan Toscano-Anderson, you lose Bjelica, you lose Gary Payton, you lose a lot of role players who play defense, who know what they're supposed to be doing on the floor, journeymen, guys who've been around, veteran role players, and they're just young. They're just a bunch of young kids along with the core. Core starting to kind of decline a little bit in performance. And the young kids haven't, been able to really catch up from a, like mental standpoint. So I think the errors are I think you're just going to get this for like 50 games, 50, 60 games.
And then they turn it on, and then they with the playoffs?
Yes.
Like, how high, though?
And it's all of it. Another one.
Championship, obviously.
All of it. All of it. Five of them. Count them. 5, obviously.
Does you think there's any Draymond Jordan Poole hangover?
Yeah, he hit him in the face. He hit him in the face. Let me ask you guys this: if like 3 weeks ago, Kenny cold-cocked you, Damian, and you fell to the ground like timber, would you be okay right now? Would you guys be okay?
No, we'd probably still be fighting. We'd literally be fighting every day I walked in the building.
Right? You'd be looking at the side of your eye.
I don't care how many D-Lo and KC hoodies y'all buying. We'd be fighting every day.
Right?
Even if Stacey signed you to a $140 million contract.
Well, that might. Oh man, we can find out. I mean, if Stacey wanna find out, I'll take a punch for $140 million. We'll see how I respond.
Yeah, I I don't even think his bruise is healed yet. It's been like 2 seconds. So yeah, I think
Draymond's not good. So like, you got punched in the face by a player who's not good anymore.
Triple single.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot there, isn't there?
There's a lot.
There's just a lot. We've got the Nets, we've got the Lakers, we've got the Warriors, all giving me high levels of drama to the point where I can't even. And then we got Josh Primo.
I was gonna say we didn't even mention the guy who might be arrested any minute.
I said this yesterday. I don't know if you heard it, Damien, but I want you to hear it and tell me if I'm gonna get canceled. Because I did about a 20-minute stand-up-esque thing on this Josh Primo news about like no separate, like 9 times or more. That did you guys hear this news?
No, I'm not even like all the way. I haven't even got caught up on Primo.
Okay, so he's released from the team.
Yeah.
The team psychologist is claiming that Josh Primo would come to sessions, and his meat would be out 9 times or more.
Probably heard that Drake 21 Savage.
Oh.
I just got a noise complaint for listening to that album right now, like as I was coming on.
And let's just be clear. You don't even have to explain what you think about the album, because I've seen enough of what people think about it.
Seen enough on Twitter. Twitter's gone a little haywire.
People just react fast, don't they?
Really fast.
Yeah, that's nuts though.
But so nine times. She said no less than 9 times. But she never told him. She never said anything to him.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And he says it's a wardrobe malfunction. That's
9 times.
That he just was wearing no underwear with his gym shorts and was laying down on her couch, just getting his thoughts out. Just the whole thing is very odd.
Yeah. Well, and then the news that came, like he might be arrested for this.
Jeez.
Like it's not an NBA issue anymore.
Right.
Like, hey, dog, you can't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
hell no, you can't do that.
Just listen, you just can't. And I think the number I was wondering, like, how many times would it take for me to mention that I've seen someone's meat that I don't want to see? I think it's twice. I think it's like the first time maybe something's.
I feel like you do it. Really? I feel like, hey, fam, you're.
No, I think it would. For me, it would be immediate.
Hey,
for me, immediate. But not everybody's as like open and honest as me. Like, hey, nobody wants to see your meat right now. Like. Listen, we're working through and he says he's working through with a new therapist about this trauma with the psychologist. That this situation is causing him to seek new therapy.
This is crazy.
This is way too much for the NBA right now.
It absolutely,
like, how is all of this happening in the NBA?
Well, look to Primo and the Nets. Trysta, I've seen you on Instagram talking about this. We ain't even got to the fact that they about to bring in Ime Udoka. Everything that they got going on, they bringing back this guy.
It's wild out here. It's wild.
That's what we said. Roger Goodell called Adam Silver and said, bro, get your house in order.
Can you fix something? What's happening? It's been 14 days, y'all.
Adam Silver said, cancel the Christmas Day football games and I'll get in order.
I'm like, do I even want to go to this Memphis Grizzlies Golden State game? Will they be in a 10 seed by then?
Oh man, let's see. We covered indecent exposure, fighting, anti-Semitism. I don't know if there's room to talk basketball anywhere here.
What are you guys surprised the most about?
Well, what? Not what I'm surprised most about, but can we acknowledge how amazing Giannis and Nikola Jokic are to just continue to run the league? Luka too, but for Giannis and Jokic, just running the league now for like the 4th straight year and just seemingly getting better and better and better. But yeah, Luka absolutely is in the conversation.
Luka's worst game is 31, 11, and 9 or something.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
I mean, that's his worst game.
That guy is. Those guys are absolutely playing on a different level right now.
Giannis,
and I think you could probably throw Ja in there too, because he slowed down a little bit, but he started off the season going crazy.
I think now don't misunderstand this in terms of like a list and talking Jordan and LeBron. Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of the greatest players we've ever seen.
Yeah,
pound for pound, yes.
He's just ridiculous.
You know what? My son asked me, he's 9, right? And he's starting to, in the last year and a half, he's starting to like really understand the NBA. And he asked me, and I didn't really know how to answer this. We were watching Giannis, and he was like, "Is this what Shaq was like? Is this how it was to watch Shaq?" And at first I want to be like, "No," but then I thought about it, and I was like, "Well, like there was no answer for Shaq. There's really no answer for Giannis.
Yeah,
like he's dominant in probably a different way, but yeah, to like a younger generation, this might be what it was like to watch Shaq."
Yeah, I mean, it's like there is nothing that you can do at all. I went to the Detroit Pistons Warriors game in Detroit, which was insane, by the way. That Kate Cunningham, even though he shoots like me when I was in 10th grade from 3, like a very flat push shot, he's unreal too. He's been really insane, really fun. He had one bad game against the Bucks, but I was thinking about that Bucks game. And Detroit, they're a fun young team too.
You know what I just thought about? That question I asked about Shaq. Jesse asked me the same question that day. I forgot he asked me first, and then Jesse, my son, asked me the same thing.
Well, they're close in age, so
he asked me to. So we got 2 different people asking. Like, for I don't know how he had that thought. I don't know where Reese came from with it, but Jesse asked me the same question that day. I go home that night, and Reese is like, "Man, he's like Shaq, right?" And I was like, "I've been talking to Jesse."
Like, is this a sleeper cell situation where Jesse's texting Reese? Ask him about Shaq.
I don't know what I'm most surprised at. Honestly, kind of Portland. Yeah. I kind of feel like what Portland's doing is sustainable.
Yeah.
I was just dead wrong on that. San Antonio, I think, is going to play itself out. Utah, we'll see how far it plays itself out. I think Portland can complete most of the season, maybe not at the clip that they are right now, but I didn't think they would be able to defend better, and I didn't think everyone would step into the role the way that they have so seamlessly to start this season.
Yeah, and I said this. I think that they're the most athletic Portland team. I think this is one of the most athletic teams, period, pound for pound in the league right now, too. You're talking about guys with, like, verts, crazy verts, bounce, long arms, just being able to do a little bit of everything. People even say weird things about like Damian Lillard not being some crazy athlete. He had his second highest standing vertical in the combine when he came out. Like, I think it was like 39 inches, like just standing on 2 feet straight up. So yeah, we got some dudes finally. And I think Chauncey Billups is the real deal.
He's doing a great job. You know what's funny? I'm looking at the standings right now. All of California is out of the playoffs.
Oh,
damn! Clippers, Warriors, Lakers, and Kings all out. If the season ended today,
do you think the Clippers are going to figure things out? Because man,
I do. But this Kawhi thing is, I mean, I didn't expect him to play 82, but like he's kind of hurt again.
He's out. He's out.
So that's what I was banking on. I think we talked. I don't know if you heard about it, Trysta. I had Paul George as my MVP. I picked him as the MVP, but I think he's a dark horse to win the award before the season.
Someone screenshot Trista's face because that was my exact reaction too.
Paul George is cooking.
And
he's cooking.
What are they doing? What's going on? You just said
I thought they were going to be number 1 seed though in the West.
That's fair. Think about this. He had to put on like a vintage Pacer performance to beat the freaking Rockets.
Yeah, he did.
He had to do that to beat the Kings too.
Yeah. Deep into his bag. Side stat people draping on him. And it's like, that's what he can do against the Rockets. But as soon as you get him into any real pressure competition, no. Paul George will never win an MVP. I will give you anything you want in life if Paul George ever gets an MVP.
If the Clippers win or are first in the West, and right now he's at 22-6-5. That's not good enough. You're gonna have to pick up the points per game.
No, I mean we got guys averaging almost 40.
He was like 3rd in voting that year with OKC.
Luka right now is averaging 36 9-9 with 2 steals.
That's insane.
If he was to keep this up, he would statistically be better than Jordan's best year statistically.
That man is insane.
I mean, and that is on 52% from the field, and he's only, this is the part where there's room to go, he's only shooting 23% from 3.
That man is insane. Insane.
No, get out of here with Paul George MVP.
Watch, Trysta. Watch what happens as the season goes along. Watch
what happens.
Is weird right now.
He's going to IR.
If Utah continues this, they're gonna be the 1 seed. We all know it ain't gonna happen. Paul George.
That's fair.
Paul George about to start cooking.
Will
the Clippers about to go up.
Why do you like Paul George so much?
Because he's nice.
But
I think he's not somebody that I would ultimately trust. But I do think that playoff season where Kawhi got hurt and he took them to the Western Conference Finals, I think that helped his psyche a little bit.
I hope so. So. Kyle's gonna get really mad at me.
He's not even here. He's on his bye week. He's
at
Disneyland. It just dawned. I looked up. I was like, oh, it's 2:26. Oh, we probably should have told Trysta she could go anytime. You probably got to go to work.
I usually leave it around 5:45. Today, I'm gonna spill a little work tea. You guys ready for it?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Today is the worst rundown I've ever seen in my life. It's the worst show.
Now.
We have like 40 game previews.
Oh, worst isn't like it's a lot.
It's just the worst.
Let me get your thoughts on
That's how I felt about today's rundown. That's what we opened the show talking about Disneyland. It's a true story.
Let me get your thoughts before you go on 1 versus 3.
I think I still have to be. I think I have to be part of the public. They always like make fun of everybody for going with the public side, but Tennessee's really good. I've bet against them and lost money. I don't think I'm going to do it again. If I can get Tennessee 8.5, I will take it.
You bet against them this week, you're going to win.
What'd you say?
Georgia. I said you bet against them this week, you're going to win. I got Georgia -7.
Do you? Oh. But 7.5 is a lot different than 8.5.
True.
You know what I mean? At 7, I take Georgia. Over 8, I take Tennessee.
Okay. Bama, LSU, real quick.
Bama, got to take Bama, -13.5. I just think LSU is very trash. I know that it's a late game. It's a night game, and that's good for LSU. And LSU's had a couple of good weeks, and so the line is.
They got a road to the playoff. It's right there for them. Got to beat Bama to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like Paul George MVP talk right there.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
That's facts. We appreciate you, Trysta. You're the best.
Love you guys.